Howdy all, it's Mr. Campbellhouse here. I've got an update from my previous video on our long distance networking for smart gate control. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the final iteration of this system. It's not fully buttoned up, but all the components are here. So to start, we're starting with the nice 1050 gate controllers. We've got the 1050 controller here and the opener here, so call it opener. This system is using just a deep cycle lead acid battery to run the gate. And then it's got I believe a 20-watt solar panel here, I believe a 20-watt panel here that powers the gate control. In the previous version, I attempted to use this for the cameras and the networking, but it ended up giving us a lot of problems. The main problem was I was using
Editor's note, what I meant to say here is that I tried using the original lead acid battery, but with an additional solar panel to cover the extra power draw.
a controller to make sure that the smarts would shut off without killing the battery in case there wasn't enough sun, because I wanted to make sure that if the smarts weren't working, the gate opener still did. So what would happen is when somebody would open the gate, it would pull so much load on that battery, it would sag the voltage and kick the system offline. So that was no good. So the final iteration, what we came up with is I've got a lithium iron phosphate 100 amp hour 12 volt battery in here in this box. It's got a BMS built into it, and it is an auto heating battery. While it's hot here in Texas, we do have some freezing temperatures at times, so we wanted to make sure that even when the temperature drops below freezing, that the battery can still take a charge from the solar panel. So if you live somewhere that's going to get cold, make sure that your battery has either a built-in heater or you can purchase an external heater for your battery. So we've got our lithium iron phosphate battery here. I've got it fused so that if anything ever shorts these wires, it'll blow the fuse and won't damage the battery or cause any issues. We're going to a Renogy Wanderer 10 amp solar charge controller. Got that paired to this Renogy 100-watt solar panel. This has been pretty great. The solar panel at peak seems to produce about 3 times as much power as the constant load. So we can see here right now, we're pulling right now about 13 or 14 watts for the system. And with the solar panel pointed at the sun, we're producing about 4 amps. 4 amps, to clarify that, the regular load is 1.3 amps. So we're producing 4 amps of power and drawing 1.3 amps. We're producing about 3 times as much. So that gives us enough excess capacity to store power into this battery to make sure we have enough to run overnight. For networking, we're using the Unifi Device Bridge Pro. I've got this pointed at a device bridge sector that's about 800 feet away from me on a building by the pond. And that device bridge sector then shoots about 300 feet to the main house. I don't have line of sight from this device bridge pro to the main house, but I do have to that pond shack, and the pond shack does have line of sight to the house. So using 2 device bridge pros, one here at the gate, one at the house, with a sector in between, I'm able to do that indirect point-to-point system, and it's been really great. We then have the Access Hub Mini. That's this guy right here. And so I've got that connected to the contacts on this nice 1050. I'll show some more detail on that in a little bit. But that gives us the ability to remotely open this gate from anywhere. And then furthermore, over there, we have a G4 Doorbell Pro. We've got it hooked up with PoE. So I've got wire run all the way over there. And that's really nice because that interfaces with the gate and shows up in the Unifi Access app since we've got those 2 devices paired. I do have an additional camera right here. We've got this one is actually an old G3 flag, so I'm getting ready to upgrade to something else. Just one that I had laying around. But that gives us an additional view of the gate. Overall, this system's worked pretty well. My takeaways are I highly recommend that you do a separate battery for your smart system than from your gate control, because you want to make sure that if one of those systems go down, it doesn't take the other with it. It's all been pretty great. I've been a really big fan of this Device Bridge Pro. It's worked out really nice. The Access Hub Mini's been great, and the cameras have been really nice. But we've had this system deployed for about 2 months now, and so far so good. It's been pretty fantastic. I do have a tree. I actually have a little bit of a tree kind of in the way between this and the device bridge sector. And occasionally it does give me some bandwidth warnings in the Protect app, but I've never actually seen the quality get degraded. But anyways, we'll go further into it. I'll show you the setup actually in the box and show you how you can reproduce this for yourself. All right, so let's see the box. I've tidied this up a little bit since last time. To start, we've got our Renology Wanderer solar controller right here. This is a 10 amp model. It takes battery from our Renology solar panel over there and charges this lithium iron phosphate battery. This goes into a Texas PoE 12 volt PoE injector that then goes into our Access Hub Mini. The Access Hub Mini is PoE in and does have 2 PoE pass-throughs. So one of those is going to the G4 Doorbell Pro over there, this guy right here. And then the other one is going to the Device Bridge Pro right here. And the Device Bridge Pro also has a PoE pass-through that goes and powers that flex camera right there. The Access Hub Mini has the normally open and common terminals connected to terminals 30 and 31 on the Nice 1050 controller.
The gate was originally set up with this ridged transceiver for number pads.
So I have these going in parallel to each other so that either can hit and open the gate controller.
The Nice 1050 controller is very user-friendly and has LEDs that illuminate to show inputs being triggered. You can see that the exit terminal light is illuminated as a result of me unlocking the gate using the Unifi Access app and that the gate is opening. This light will stay illuminated and the Nice 1050 exit timer will not begin until the Unifi Access Hub stops requesting exit. Once the Access Hub stops requesting exit, the 1050's timer will start. So if your Unifi Access trigger duration is set to 1 minute and the 1050 is also set to 1 minute, your gate will stay open for 2 minutes before closing. Do note that the Unifi Access app has options to leave the gate open for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, or indefinitely if you need to leave your gate open for a longer duration.
Some considerations for your battery: make sure you get a good box to keep everything dry. I always try to put everything down low in conduit. It doesn't look the nicest, but it will protect it from getting hit with a weed eater or a lawnmower, potentially cutting it. I went ahead and buried the conduit out here to my solar panel. Eventually I'm going to put this on a rack. It'll be off the ground. I just haven't done that yet, but I do have this conduit here to protect it.
In summary, I am very happy with this system. I highly recommend the Nice, Ubiquity, and Renogy product lines. This system operates 1,000 feet from the house without connection to the grid and without any subscription costs or cellular connection. It has 24/7 recording with AI event detection, all stored locally on a console secured in the house. Using the house internet, it can be operated from anywhere with an internet connection, but it does not require one, as all features will still operate even without internet, as long as the user is connected to the house's local Wi-Fi network. If you're interested in the long-distance wireless network aspect of this project, make sure to check out my prior video, Ubiquity Unified Device Bridge Pro and Pro Sector Long Distance Gate Control. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will try to answer them for you. And keep an eye out for my upcoming video where I explore using Starlink's new $5 tier for emergency internet backup and remote site monitoring. This has been Mr. Campbell House. Thanks for watching.